the Dragon's Lantern. In the 1780s, there were hundreds of thousands of children who didn't go to school. They went to work in horrible, dark, dangerous factories. Children as young as you. But Elliot and Lucy were imaginative children, and they wondered what the world was like beyond the dullness of the factory.
Number 1, do this. Number 24, do that.
Lucy, stop the loom!
What's going on down there? Who stopped the loom? You two, to Leighton's lair now.
Leighton's lair was a fascinating room, full of strange objects from weird and wonderful places from around the world. It was always a punishment to be sent to Leighton's lair, but the more that the children looked around, rather than being terrified, the room seemed to them like a wonderland. Both Lucy and Elliot could sense a presence, but no one could be seen. In a corner, the children saw a lantern. Immediately they were drawn to it. And as they moved closer, it appeared to take on the shape of a dragon. The more they looked, the more they were drawn towards it. And as the dragon roared, Lucy and Elliot were sucked into the lantern.
And as the children travelled through the Dragon's Lantern to lands that they knew nothing of, there, on the ocean, was a pirate ship. But these were no ordinary pirates. These were, in fact, very stupid, very dull, and unquestioning pirates. And their worst crime was that they had absolutely no imagination at all. Now, here is an example. On this boat, there were 3 barrels. They'd been there for generations, but not once had the pirates questioned why they were there, or even thought to find out what was in them. Suddenly, Elliot and Lucy found themselves on the deck of the pirate ship. Everything was dark and grey, and a storm was brewing.
Good morning, I'm Elliot.
I'm Lucy, who are you?
Orange.
What do you do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, where are we?
Hello.
You don't know? But you're pirates.
Oh, what's in here?
Hello.
Have you never looked?
No.
Oh, can we look?
No.
Elliot, let's have a peek.
Oh dear.
Oh, but look, Elliot. Look at the colours. And so Elliot and Lucy pushed the other two barrels into the water.
What can I do? Let's get them.
Lucy, over here. Let's hide down here.
Very good.
And so the children climbed down onto the prow of the boat, and there was a beautiful carved dragon's head, and they hid from the dull pirates. What are we going to do now, Elliot?
I didn't think that far ahead.
So, you mean we were sent down to Leighton's room, sucked through a lantern, planted on a pirate ship, chucked barrels of colour into the sea, and snuck away only to be stuck here?
Yes, that's pretty much it.
Take the leap of faith and follow the colour.
What did you say, Elliot?
I didn't say anything.
Take the leap of faith and follow the colour.
It's the dragon!
Take the leap of faith and follow the colour.
Whee! Woo! Oh, come on, Elliot! It's beautiful down here! And so, Elliot took the leap of faith and followed his sister into the sea.
To enjoy.
I shall. And so the serpent danced his way through the waves, spreading the colour from the barrels as he went. This was the moment that he'd been waiting for. And then he slowly wrapped himself around that very dull and very boring pirate ship. And then he dragged it down to the bottom of the ocean floor. And then he was joined by a cavalcade of beautiful sea creatures. It was a bird of jewel-like colours with huge talons. As the bird approached them, it swooped down, and suddenly, Elliot and Lucy found themselves being carried away in the bird's claws.
This is amazing!
And just as suddenly, they were dropped, landing on a beautiful island. But the island was empty, and Lucy and Elliot realised that they were alone. They were then suddenly aware of a very strange beam of light.
Look below your feet.
Strange. That looks like the lantern from Leighton's room. The children looked, but nothing could be seen.
Look again. And use your imagination. What do you get if you cross a pelican with a mackerel?
Oh, a Malacan.
Good. What do you get if you cross a toucan with a butterfly?
Oh, a toucan-fly!
What do you get if you cross a duck with a centipede?
Oh,
A centipede!
oh,
What about a bear with dog?
Beorg.
And a tiger with a zebra?
A tiger!
A crocodile and a crocodilo! Ha ha!
Are you having fun?
Oh yeah, we've escaped from pirates,
Swam with dolphins!
been rescued by a
Oh,
bird.
and danced with all these lovely creatures!
Well, Elliot and Lucy. Now you have to choose. If you stay here, you may have fun, but no one will ever know your wonderful imagination. Or you can return to your world and tentatively play away and bring the colour of your imagination to Christian and the other worlds. You haven't forgotten about them, have you?
And at that moment, Lucy and Elliot knew that they wanted to return. For what good was having fun if the people that you really cared about were miserable and uninspired?
How do we get back? And how do we get up there?
Oh, what about the Salgator? And so the children used the colour that they had spread throughout the sea and the lands. And as the grey wall dissolved into a rainbow of colours, there was Christian and the rest of the workers. The grim factory had turned into a fairground of colour. Well, all except for the miserable foreman.
What's going on here? Get back to work.
Huh! You know, the only place for you is down in the cellar!
Oh.
Hey!
Are you Leighton?
Or rather be called Jack. And did you enjoy your adventure through my dragon's lantern?
Yes!
Well, pirates frightfully dull,
Oh, and very boring.
and it's not every day you make a crocodile. And how many dragons did you meet again?
Oh, there was one in the lantern.
The one on the ship,